channel. My name is Ramsey. Again, we have Christina.
What's up, guys?
So we've got an awesome install for you guys today. We're going to be doing a some Whiteline suspension products from Whiteline Performance. They have been very kind to send us some awesome products that we have here today. As we can see on the ground here, we have a limited edition Panhard bar that they've sent us. We also have some sweet mechanic gloves that they've also sent us. Also sent us a upper control arm. What's nice about Whiteline's upper control arm is it can be used with a stock mount. So you don't need to be changing all this other stuff to get it all to work and everything like that. It's all completely usable with the stock stuff that's already on your car. So let's go ahead, let's show you how to get this installed, and we'll see you soon. Alright, first thing you want to do, guys, is get the go ahead and get the car jacked up in the air. Right now I have it jacked up basically just on each side here. What's nice about this install specifically is you do not need a lift in order to do this stuff. All we're really going to need is go ahead and get in the back seat maybe once just to take the seats out to get one bolt. And other than that, that's it. So we're not going to actually need weight or jacks on the actual diff until we do the install of the Panhard bar and adjusting all that. All right, so we are underneath the car now. There are 3 bolts that we need to get from underneath here. All right, so now we are inside the car. We need to take the back seats out. So in order to do that, you're gonna reach up under here and you see a little tab here. Just gonna press down on that and it'll pop right up. And we're gonna go do that to the other side and we'll take these seats out. All right, now, so once you have the seats off, you gotta get rid of Big Bertha. So this is Big Bertha here. I believe that's a 24 mil socket. So let's go ahead and get this off. All right, you all, so under the seats here, we finally got Big Bertha out. I will say this was a good challenge. This thing was on here, and as it looks like, I mean, it looks like there was a blue Loctite on here, which I'm pretty sure they do from the factory. But I essentially had to take my 1/2-inch breaker bar and basically use my jack extension to get a little bit more weight on it, and that was the only thing that would work. But let's go ahead, let's go back underneath the car. We'll get this new upper control arm on. All right, so we finally got the upper control arm off here. We're gonna take this bolt out right in the middle so we can go ahead and replace the bushing and the actual mount itself. What's nice, like I said, about the Whiteline upper control arm is you're going to be able to reuse the stock mount and just replace the bushing, which is gonna make it so much better. So let's go ahead and get that off and then I'll show you the new one side by side. All right, so let's look at this upper control arm here. Great packaging as well with this one. I'm trying to do this with one hand here. And let's look at the exact difference between the two. Now again, this one is going to be adjustable as opposed to the other one that is not. Look how hefty that thing is. Holy cow. All right, so let's go ahead and get this joker on and then we'll show you the install of it getting back on and everything like that. You guys, please don't forget to lube this ahead of time, because if you forget and it starts making a bunch of noise, don't call Whiteline and be like, what's going on? No, it's your fault. Lube it up, do your job. All right, now Whiteline's also going to include some Loctite with this, so go ahead and make sure you put a little bit on the threads here, just so who doesn't like a little bit of extra protection, right? And then we'll go ahead and use the rest of this on the inside of the car. Let's talk about the Panhard bar that Whiteline has sent us. Let's go ahead and open it up real quick, see what we got here. First things first, the packaging on these things is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so Panhard bar. So what exactly does a Panhard bar do? So the Panhard bar is gonna connect to both the frame of the car and also the differential, or the back wheels of the car essentially. It's going to prevent lateral movement, basically side-to-side movement of your wheels when you're driving. So essentially that's what keeps this in place. So what's nice about this Panhard bar specifically is it is adjustable. So when you lower your car or you add any suspension components or anything like that, you can actually adjust this while on the car still. So you don't have to take it off every single time you do a suspension upgrade or anything like that. You can just take it, adjust it however you need to, make sure everything's lined up perfectly and it keeps it in place. These double lock nuts here will keep doing that. So let's go ahead, let's get it on the car and we'll show you how to do it.
Wrenching away, wrenching away. Every single night and day, we wrench all day. So many parts.
All right, so the idea is once we get the old Panhard bar off, now I already had an SVE Panhard bar on here, and don't get me wrong, it's treated me really well. It was adjustable. The only thing I didn't like about it was on the ends here, that's where you adjust it. So when it's actually on the car, it's almost physically impossible unless you have like a low profile wrench or something like that to be able to adjust it. What's nice about the Whiteline Panhard bar is it is adjustable from the center here. So it's extremely easy to get to, it's extremely easy to adjust while it's on the car. So that's one of the big reasons we went with this one instead of the SVE one. Like I said, nothing wrong with the SVE one overall. It treated me really well as far as the time that it's been on there. It's just the way that it is adjustable was a little bit difficult. So we're going to be doing some springs here in the next couple weeks that's going to lower the car just a little bit more. So we're going to be taking off the SVE springs, putting on some iBox. In order to do that, we'd have to adjust the Panhard bar again. Now, I don't feel like taking the Panhard bar off again in order to adjust it. So this Whiteline Panhard bar is going to be a little bit easier to use because we're going to be able to adjust it while it's still on the car. Now again, the SVE one can be adjusted on the car, it's just a lot harder to do. While as this one, the Whiteline Panhard bar, it can be adjusted right from the bottom, or right from the center here. So let's go ahead and get this on, and then we'll show you kind of how to adjust the wheels back and forth once we get it on. The idea is we want to make sure it's pretty close to what we already had. So I've already adjusted this SVE Panhard bar. So we're going to go ahead and put the Whiteline one on, but I've already pulled it out a little bit to be even with what the SVE one was already like. That way we at least have a baseline for what we're going to be doing as far as already on the car. Once we get it on the car, we can do the fine detail stuff. But like I said, this one is adjustable from the middle, so it's going to be a lot easier to do in the long run. So let's go ahead and get this on.
Make sure you lube it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, gotta get the loops.
Alright, mechanic gloves. They're great for scratching your face. They got these little things on the ends of them. Fantastic for mosquito bites. All right, y'all, so update here, we got the Panhard bar in. We went ahead and got it adjusted. Christina helped me get all that adjusted in here and everything. Just to give me an idea, very simple, 2 easy bolts, 1 on each side, get it adjusted on each side. Let's go ahead and get in the car. Let's review these products. What is going on, everybody? We have finally got the upper control arm and the Panhard bar on from Whiteline Performance. So far, we are very impressed. The SVE Panhard bar, like we said earlier, it was great while it lasted. Problem we were having was whenever we went to go adjust it, installing separate suspension components or anything like that, it's almost physically impossible to adjust because the actual adjustments are on the end of the bar itself. So you have the actual diff and a whole bunch of other stuff, the actual brackets that hold it on, they kind of get in the way. So with the Whiteline Performance Panhard bar, it's extremely easy to adjust while it's on the car because all the adjustments can be made from the center of the Panhard bar. With that being said, we actually just had to adjust it because, well, it's a new Panhard bar. We've got everything dialed in. We've got the upper control arm on, which also, as far as the bushing is concerned, is extremely beefy compared to the stock one that we put on. One thing nice about the Whiteline Panhard, or well, the Whiteline upper control arm as well, is it's usable with the stock mount. So there's no need to replace your mount with it. You can literally just slap the new bushing on with the actual upper control arm itself, and bam, you're good to go. You want to obviously use a protractor, make sure your pinion angle is good. Once that's good, you're solid. Nothing to do. So as we're driving along here, first thing that I notice driving the car is how much more planted the car feels, especially when you do hard pulls. A lot of people will say that the NVH, or noise, vibration, hardness, whatever you want to call it, is worse with polyurethane bushings. While that is true in most circumstances, from what I can tell so far, and we've been driving around for about 10-15 minutes, I don't notice any difference. Do you notice anything else that's louder?
No.
Does it seem any louder at all? No.
No, it feels the same, it sounds the same.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, we have an exhaust. Right now the exhaust is Roush Axlebacks with resonator deletes. So yeah, it's kind of loud, but even when we throw it in neutral or hit it on a hard pull or something like that, I mean, I don't notice anything different. So that's one thing I have to say that I'm very impressed with is there's no extra NVH or anything like that. You know, you might hear the gears slightly more, but I mean, for the most part, if you're just cruising or something like that, it's fine. I don't notice any difference at all. So I'm very impressed with it. First of all, I want to thank Whiteline for providing the products to us. Those mechanic gloves came in really good handy, especially working underneath the car and everything like that. You're gonna get dirty. The Whiteline gloves protected us from that and protected me from having to have 15 different band-aids on my fingers here. Eric from Whiteline Performance was awesome dealing with him, being able to get all the parts to us in a timely manner. It is July 4th, so please enjoy your July 4th. Have a great time. We're gonna enjoy it with family as well. Go ahead and drop a like on this video here. Make sure you subscribe. We got some awesome content for this car, specifically coming in the next couple weeks, which is gonna be awesome. We're gonna be heading down to Richmond. This car is gonna see a lot of upgrades as far as tuning, exhaust, intake manifold even. So please stay tuned for that. We've got some awesome things coming. Andrew's S550 is coming along as well. We're gonna be getting that on the dyno. So make sure you drop a comment, like down below and everything like that. Make sure you hit the bell. We'll see you soon.